Well, I'll tell you right now, it has been a very, very boozy time with my friends here at Five Suits Brewing. All week, they brought me beer that I cannot stop drinking. We literally had a 45-minute conversation before we started this about the last beer we tried, which was their Planet Nectaron Hazy IPA. Unbelievable stories behind what they're creating. And for a craft brewery at a Vista that started during the pandemic, it's kind of ridiculous what you guys have pulled together. I mean, first of all, you survived the pandemic. Biggie. And you're a mom and pop shop. It's just the two of you really doing everything together.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep.
It and all.
It's, I mean, if there's anything that speaks to just the fortitude of your guys' character, that should be it. You are in 2023 as a brewery in San Diego that started June of 2020.
You got it.
Yes.
Okay, so let's do the calculation of this. The pandemic shut everybody down March, April, May, June. 4 months into the pandemic, they decided, let's open a tasting room. Why not?
Perfect timing.
We actually purchased the brewery in March of 2020. That was when we closed, right?
Yeah.
And then we opened in June, but we were also remodeling the tasting room, but it gave us time to brew some beer and, kind of get ready to open. And then the state would say, no, you have to serve outside. And no, you can only do this.
That was where the biggest game of Simon Says happened.
Yeah.
And by the way, you don't know this because you're just now tuning into Five Suits Brewing from Vista. Is literally Necatron Nick over here started brewing because he had a beer that he liked that he wanted to homebrew and then made a career out of. Before that, you were a pit boss in Vegas?
Casino manager in Vegas, yeah. It was that's where we met. Kandy was a showgirl, and I guess she liked me a little bit, so we hit it off.
A little bit. How many, I didn't even ask this while we started this segment. How many years have you guys been together?
Over 20.
We're coming up on our 20th anniversary in July. I think we dated for 6 years before we got married.
Yeah.
So technically you guys have been together for 26 years?
Yeah. Since he was like 21 years old. 23.
See, that's love right there, because I know what she just did. We won't talk about that, but I understand. Hey, you and I see eye to eye.
She let me slide.
So, yeah, honestly, I haven't started out a year like this. We're doing happy hour with a brewery that I'm this emphatic about, that I think that if you are in San Diego, you probably should come down and make an appearance at their tasting room just to check out, even if just not the beer, the whole atmosphere, because it's quite literally like Rat Pack Brewing. Is if I could sum it up into a really dumb one sentence line. You have curtains from the Sands.
Yeah, we call it the swankiest brewery in San Diego. Just the vibe of it. It's all legit vintage Vegas decor. We've got a piano-shaped bar. We've got the vintage curtains from the Sands and the Sahara back in the 50s and the 60s. We've got pictures that have been sourced from all of our friends in Vegas that just kind of show what Vegas was like before you see what it is now.
Yeah, we have a great big crystal chandelier. The lady that gave me my first job in Vegas as a showgirl used to be Sammy Davis Jr.'s lover, and she gave...
Get out of here!
Yes, Karen Carmichael, and she gave us a lot of pictures that we have on the walls.
We got a picture of her and Sammy.
We do.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Why did you wait until now to drop that?
We don't want to name drop you.
Oh, come on! Feed me the info!
We have stories, and lots of stories, but
Guys are killing me. Absolutely killing me. Well, so Al Toque we started the week off with, which is their Peruvian lager, which I love because it's like a Mexican lager with a twist. If you don't like the stringency or the overcarbonation of a Mexican lager, I think Peruvian lager is something you can grab and drink and just absolutely enjoy and not even think twice about, because what's the ABV on that?
5.5.
Never mind.
Honestly, though, it really is a please-all beer. So that beer satisfies so many palates when it comes through. It's just a nice, clean golden lager, and it's got that corn sweetness on the back that I think people really like. It finishes clean too.
You should have told me it was 5.5 when I was drinking that entire pint. Really wish you would have told me.
You were enjoying it.
Oh, baby. We had his Pit Boss Hef, which honestly is a very traditional take on a Hef here in San Diego. And it's hard to find beers that have this profile, but you can definitely taste the craft in it. When you sip it, you get those bubblegum flavors, but the lightness to it. You get the wheat. It's that would get me to drive to Vista alone just to sample again. So thank you for bringing that. Also, the mango twist on that. We've had Planet Nectaron, which I hinted vaguely at Nick being Nectaron Nick because of him. Well, I'm not going to rehash the story. Let's just put it that way. You can go to the tasting room and ask him on your own if you want. And we're getting ready to wrap things up with our last beer, which is a collab, which we will get into if I'm timing it out with right now. Here we are. It's our last call, last beer of the week. Our first brewery of the new year in 2023, Five Suits Brewing out of Vista. Nick and Kandy have joined me for our last beer. It has been an amazing week, honestly. I have really enjoyed experiencing what you guys do and just getting your guys' story. It's been really cool, and I can't wait to see what you've decided to end the week with.
Thank you. Yeah, we've had a great time. Glad to expose our beers to more people, and specifically Jeremy. But
Absolutely.
This is the final beer that we saved. It's one that we're most proud of. Was just a one-off beer. We still got a good amount of it. So this is our Gamblin's German Chocolate Cake Stout. And it literally tastes like German chocolate cake.
Get out of here.
It was a beer that actually was a collaboration with the local home brewer named Andy Gamlin. So that's why it's called
Gamblins.
Gamlin. And it just has a ton of adjuncts, and everything was organic that we threw in there. So it was organic shredded coconut flakes. It was organic Dutch chocolate powder, organic
Madagascar
cocoa
vanilla
nibs,
beans.
grade A Madagascar vanilla beans, natural pecan flavoring. Everything that we put into this beer was to basically make it come out like a nice sweet German chocolate cake.
My God, this is probably the biggest beer I've had this year. Well, actually, guaranteed to be the biggest beer I had this year.
Yet it's not a heavy stout. It's really, really easy drinking.
When you say heavy stout, I'm concerned now because you've already told me that your Altoque Peruvian lager was like 5.5, and I thought it was maybe 4.5. But what does this bad boy clock in at?
This is 7.7.
Okay.
It's tolerable.
Okay. It's tolerable, but incredibly crushable. The flavors that are coming across in this, it's so well balanced. It's like I get flavor waves. Like I'll get a little bit of the malt, I'll get a little bit of the coconut, and it just as it ends, I get this little hot bitterness to it, and it finishes so dry, and it just makes me want to drink more.
Yeah, we enjoyed brewing this one. This was something that Andy had actually won a home brew competition at our brewery that we held. It was the first one. We decided that we were going to reach out to Andy and see if he wanted to replicate it on our system. And he was a full go. So we brought it out and spent a ton of money on all the adjuncts that it took to get it to where it's at. But we're really, really proud of this beer.
Well, I want to say thank you for not only what you've done with this beer, but also promoting craft brewing within San Diego, because you yourself have started as a brewer who was literally changed by one beer and decided, I want to see what I can do with this. Went on to win home brew awards, went on to start your own brewery, and now you guys have Five Suits Brewing in Vista. So thank you for promoting the people who are going to be the next Five Suits.
Yeah, you got it. That's really what it's all about. To see the support that we got from the community as we were starting our venture well before we even opened a brewery, just being a part of the homebrew community, winning accolades, winning awards, and giving back to the community. That was a big priority for us. So we enjoy it. We love it. We've been having a blast. And really, for us, it hasn't necessarily been as much about the bottom line as it's been about the people that are involved in this community.
When you said not so much about the bottom line, I saw Kandy shoot daggers at you for a second.
Yeah, she wants the bottom line, but she ultimately understands that it's all fun. It is all fun, and we're having a blast.
So, here's a little bit of an overshare, and I will account this to the Gamblin's German chocolate cake stout. But when I first started in radio many years ago, one of my first jobs was opening up for my boss doing a disco Saturday night. And you guys said you have a disco night?
Every Thursday we have our game night. We have Mario Kart now working into the mix, but we've always been big on disco. We love disco. We think that everybody should love disco.
Yes.
You know what? I think that is a great way to tie up our entire week of drinking beer together with Five Suits Brewing. Let's do some Rick James. Give it to me, baby. Because it's Disco Friday night.
Give it to me, baby.
Oh, my God. There it is. You got a little bit of my history, got a little bit of their history. That has to be enough for you for this week. I will see you next week with a guest that I have not booked yet. So, we'll see who it is.